Good evening. Welcome to Meetings with Our Community.
Rolando Bini is a leader in our community. He is also the founder of the organization and non-for-profit Parents in Action that services our families.
We opened Parents in Action. Actually, I myself opened Parents in Action in the year 2000, on January 20, 2000. And our organization is dedicated, as our name saying, is Parents in Action for Leadership and Human Rights. We want to make every member of our community, anyone that gets in contact with us, leader, to take leadership roles, to take action, and is on a framework of human rights. And action, actually, that is Parents in Action. Action, in my opinion, is the highest form of spirituality. When you see something wrong, you need to act. And that's what I did. I found that in New York City, we have a child welfare system that the only way I could describe it is perverse. It does much more harm than good, and it needs to be changed. So our organization works inside the system with the short goal of humanizing the child welfare system and the long-term goal of dismantling, because it does more harm than good. New York City will be much better city. The children will be safer if we didn't have this so-called child welfare system. Teach our students, our clients, our parents how to monitor their cases through the internet, either in family court or in criminal court. Sometimes they are not sure what are the charges. Sometimes they may skip court dates because they have court-appointed attorneys who don't care and don't give them enough information. So we want them to empower themselves by knowing what is going on. Knowledge is power, and that's why we try to do that. 6 days a week, from Monday to Saturday. Everyone is welcome. Anybody who approaches us is always welcome. We train parent advocates, which are working inside the child welfare system, and I am proud to say that our parent advocates are among the best. Our training course is 60 hours, and they get the knowledge. They already come with a passion. They get the knowledge and the organization skills, so they can be very effective. Also, we're looking always for volunteers. If you have some free time, join us. There is people that are retired, and action is the highest form of spirituality. So come to us. We are here in Jackson Heights, but we serve the 5 boroughs, and even there are people who come to New Jersey. Our services are among the best. Thank you, and God bless you. Everyone, welcome, and join us in Parents in Action for Leadership and Human Rights. 2 things that are important for our people, for our community, for our families.
I'm Michael Strahan, and I love New York. There's no place like it in the world. My favorite thing is the excitement of the outdoors, like rock climbing in the Catskills, rafting in the Adirondacks, surfing on Long Island, or getting your heart racing at Watkins Glen International. Come discover your favorite part of New York. Plan your summer vacation at iloveny.com. There's something for everyone.
Today we bring tribute to Dr. Banad Viswanath, a charismatic leader and committed visionary. He was a constructor of opportunities for everyone. Dr. Banad Viswanath was born and raised in Bangalore, India, before the country gained its independence. He obtained his medical degree from Mysore Medical College in 1960 as a first-rank physician and moved to the U.S. In 1976, Dr. Viswanath, along with his wife, took a leap into the frenzied world of broadcast media by starting a weekly 2-hour TV program for the Indian and mainstream viewers in the New York tri-state area.
On behalf of all of us here at Vision of Asia, we'd like to welcome all of you to this special holiday festivities. That's right, we are gathered here today for a very special occasion Not only is this our annual Christmas and holiday party, it is also the occasion when we mark an important milestone, the 30th anniversary of Vision of Asia, the oldest and longest-running ethnic television program in the United States. That's right, exactly 30 years ago, back in 1976.
Dr. Viswanath and Sathya have always had the vision of being a bridge for the Indian and South Asian diaspora in the United States. His family asks that if you would like to make any contributions in his name, that they be made to the American Heart Association.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just
Please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Hello. Today I have a super smoothie recipe for you that's easy to make and super yummy too. This is a great way for you and your kids to get a healthy breakfast in before a busy day at school or work. You can even take it with you to go. And best of all, this pumpkin spice smoothie tastes like pumpkin pie in a glass with fewer calories than a traditional pumpkin pie. Okay, this is really easy. I'm going to show you how to make one serving, but you can always double the ingredients if you want to make more. First off, we're starting with canned pumpkin. Now, canned pumpkin is something I usually have in my pantry year-round, not just at Thanksgiving time, because it contains nutrients like fiber, iron, potassium, and vitamin A. And in addition to this smoothie, I like to add pumpkin to my tomato sauce for spaghetti or homemade pizza. It adds nutrition and creaminess to those recipes without really affecting the taste. I need half a cup of canned pumpkin. Okay, check the label to make sure you're buying 100% pure pumpkin and not a pumpkin pie filling or mix, which can have added sugar in it. I usually buy a few extra cans in the fall when it's on sale. Next, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of non-fat plain yogurt. Now we'll add the milk. This is 1/3 cup of skim milk. Between the milk and the yogurt, this smoothie provides a decent amount of calcium to keep bones strong and healthy. Next, 2 tablespoons of oats, which adds in some fiber and it makes the smoothie thicker. And 2 teaspoons of honey. And now for the spice. I'm adding half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. If you don't have pumpkin pie spice on hand, you could use 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And last, in goes the ice. I usually add 3 or 4 ice cubes. Now, I'll blend this until it's smooth and frothy. It takes about a minute. There you have it. Pumpkin spice smoothie. Pretty tasty way to get a serving of veggies. Cheers!
I'm Michael Strahan, and I love New York. There's no place like it in the world. My favorite thing is the excitement of the outdoors, like rock climbing in the Catskills, rafting in the Adirondacks, surfing on Long Island, or getting your heart racing at Watkins Glen International. Come discover your favorite part of New York. Plan your summer vacation at iloveny.com. There's something for everyone.
There are moments in life we wish we could freeze in time. We live them. We live for them. They are intimately personal. They are gladly shared. What is life if we cannot experience these moments of joy, wonder, and happiness? We want people to experience more of life's precious moments. To do that, we must be healthy in heart and mind. For the heart is where life's moments are felt most, and the mind is where these moments become memories and are relived again and again. It's why we've made better heart and brain health our mission, and together we've made an extraordinary impact. Healthier adults, more active children, stronger survivors. But we are just beginning. Until there's a world free of heart disease and stroke, we'll be there, making a healthier, longer life possible for everyone. You may ask, why do we do what we do? The answer is simple. Because we are the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association. And life is why.
Alex Gonzalez and his sister Annalise aren't unlike most American children. A whopping 97% are exceeding the recommended 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. That equates to less than a teaspoon.
I kind of feel like they're like babies all over again. It's, you know, when they want food, they want food, but knowing what they want or what they'll eat or how I can get them to eat the right things is not always easy.
Their sodium intake is a huge concern.
It's everywhere, so I'm sure we're at least getting the minimum and probably maxing out.
Children who are consuming high amounts of salt or sodium are 40% more likely to develop high blood pressure or hypertension. And this is even worse among children who are overweight.
Surprisingly, studies show that only 11% of the sodium we consume comes from the salt shaker, but 75% comes from processed or prepared foods, like those in restaurants. And do your research. Sodium is sometimes hidden in unexpected foods, so be prepared before you shop.
Oftentimes poultry is prepared with a salt solution because it plumps up the poultry and makes it more moist and more desirable to people.
Ever heard of the Salty Six? Nutritionists advise parents the top food sources of sodium in American diets include bread and rolls, processed and cured meats, sandwiches, pizza, poultry, and soups. Nutritionists suggest parents read labels and look for other ways to spice up meals at home without adding salt.
Take the salt shaker off the table and replace it with herbs, spices, citrus juices, vinegars.
Hey guys, dinner's ready. Y'all come on.
As a stroke survivor, one of my biggest fears was that I was not going to be able to be a productive part of society. But when you get treated quickly, you're more than likely going to be able to walk out of the hospital. So 12 days after my stroke, I ran 12 miles. And then 26 days after my stroke, I ran my first marathon.
If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, it's important to act fast. Helping to save a life is easier than you might think. Just start hands-only CPR. The first step is to send someone to call 911 or call 911 yourself.
I will stay on the phone with you until help arrives.
Then get directly over the victim. Put the heel of one hand in the center of the chest. Then put your other hand on top of the first.
I need you to do it this fast. 1, 2, 3.
Then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives.
11, 12, 13, 14,
It's important to push at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute.
20, 21.
Let's hope you never have to use hands-only CPR. But if you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, don't be afraid to try it. Remember, call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Your actions can help save a life.
All right, come on, you can do this. Now, I know you can do this. See? Got it. Told you. Very nice.
Everyone has a reason to live a healthier, longer life. What's yours?
Is that Grandpa?
Yeah, that's my dad. One day you're gonna have those tags.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Everyone has a reason to live a healthier, longer life. What's yours?
I'm Michael Strahan, and I love New York. There's no place like it in the world. My favorite thing is the excitement of the outdoors, like rock climbing in the Catskills, rafting in the Adirondacks, surfing on Long Island, or getting your heart racing at Watkins Glen International. Come discover your favorite part of New York. Plan your summer vacation at iloveny.com. There's something for everyone.
The American people were talking about voting, and this past election day, they sent that message.
Good afternoon, everybody. Have a seat. Today I had a chance to speak with John Boehner and congratulated Mitch McConnell on becoming the next Senate Majority Leader. And I told them both that I look forward to finishing up this Congress's business and then working together for the next 2 years to advance America's business. And I very much appreciated Leader McConnell's words last night about the prospect of working together to deliver for the American people. On Friday, I look forward to hosting the entire Republican and Democratic leadership at the White House to chart a new course forward. Obviously, Republicans had a good night, and they deserve credit for running good campaigns. Beyond that, I'll leave it to all of you and the professional pundits to pick through yesterday's results. What stands out to me, though, is that the American people sent a message, one that they've sent for several elections now. They expect the people they elect to work as hard as they do. They expect us to focus on their ambitions and not ours. They want us to get the job done. All of us in both parties have a responsibility to address that sentiment. Still, as president, I have a unique responsibility to try and make this town work. So to everyone who voted, I want you to know that I hear you. To the 2/3 of voters who chose not to participate in the process yesterday, I hear you too. All of us have to give more Americans a reason to feel like the ground is stable beneath their feet, that the future is secure, that there's a path for young people to succeed, and that folks here in Washington are concerned about them. So I plan on spending every moment of the next 2+ years doing my job the best I can to keep this country safe and to make sure that more Americans share in its prosperity. Now, this country's made real progress since the crisis 6 years ago. The fact is, more Americans are working. Unemployment has come down. More Americans have health insurance. Manufacturing has grown. Our deficits have shrunk. Our dependence on foreign oil is down, as are gas prices. Our graduation rates are up. Our businesses aren't just creating jobs at the fastest pace since the 1990s,
Our economy is outpacing most of the world. But we've just got to keep at it until every American feels the gains of a growing economy where it matters most, and that's in their own lives. Obviously, much of that will take action from Congress. And I'm eager to work with the new Congress to make the next 2 years as productive as possible. I'm committed to making sure that I measure ideas not by whether they are from Democrats or Republicans, but whether they work for the American people. And that's not to say that we won't disagree over some issues that we're passionate about. We will. Congress will pass some bills I cannot sign. I'm pretty sure I'll take some actions that some in Congress will not like. That's natural. That's how our democracy works. But we can surely find ways to work together on issues where there's broad agreement among the American people. So I look forward to Republicans putting forward their governing agenda. I will offer my ideas on areas where I think we can move together to respond to people's economic needs. So just take one example. We all agree on the need to create more jobs that pay well. Traditionally, both parties have been for creating jobs rebuilding our infrastructure, our roads, bridges, ports, waterways. I think we can hone in on a way to pay for it through tax reform that closes loopholes and makes it more attractive for companies to create jobs here in the United States. We can also work together to grow our exports and open new markets for our manufacturers to sell more American-made goods to the rest of the world. And that's something I'll be focused on when I travel to Asia next week. We all share the same aspirations for our young people. And I was encouraged that this year Republicans agreed to investments that expanded early childhood education. I think we've got a chance to do more on that front. We've got some common ideas to help more young people afford college and graduate without crippling debt so that they have the freedom to fill the good jobs of tomorrow and buy their first homes and start a family. And in the 5 states where a minimum wage increase was on the ballot last night, voters went 5 for 5 to increase it. And that'll give about 325,000 Americans a raise in states where Republican candidates prevailed. So that should give us new reason to get it done for everybody with a national increase in the minimum wage. So those are some areas where I think we've got some real opportunities to cooperate, and I am very eager to hear Republican ideas for what they think we can do together over the next couple of years. Good afternoon, everybody. Have a seat. Today I had a chance to speak with John Boehner and congratulated Mitch McConnell on becoming the next Senate Majority Leader. And I told them both that I look forward to finishing up this Congress's business and then working together for the next 2 years to advance America's business. And I very much appreciated Leader McConnell's words last night about the prospect of working together to deliver for the American people. On Friday, I look forward to hosting the entire Republican and Democratic leadership at the White House to chart a new course forward. Obviously, Republicans had a good night, and they deserve credit for running good campaigns. Beyond that, I'll leave it to all of you and the professional pundits to pick through yesterday's results. What stands out to me, though, is that the American people sent a message, one that they've sent for several elections now. They expect the people they elect to work as hard as they do. They expect us to focus on their ambitions and not ours. They want us to get the job done. All of us in both parties have a responsibility to address that sentiment. Still, as president, I have a unique responsibility to try and make this town work. So to everyone who voted, I want you to know that I hear you. To the 2/3 of voters who chose not to participate in the process yesterday, I hear you too. All of us have to give more Americans a reason to feel like the ground is stable beneath their feet, that the future is secure, that there's a path for young people to succeed, and that folks here in Washington are concerned about them.
As it was in 1990 when I was first elected to build a smaller, less costly, and more accountable government here in Washington, D.C. And right now I believe that means continuing to listen, to make the American people's priorities our priorities, and to confront the big challenges that face middle-class families, starting with the economy. You've heard me talk many times about the many jobs bills that the outgoing Senate majority has ignored. Those bills will offer the Congress, I think, a new start. We can act on the Keystone Pipeline, restore the 40-hour work week that was gutted by Obamacare, and pass the Hire More Heroes Act that would encourage our businesses to hire more of our veterans. And again, this is just a start. I've been going around the country outlining my own personal vision for how we can reset America's economic foundation. The energy boom that's going on in America is real, and I think it provides us with a very big opportunity. But to maximize that opportunity, I believe that we need to do 5 things, and that is fix our broken tax code, address the debt that's hurting our economy and imprisoning the future of our kids and grandkids, reform our legal system, reshape our regulatory policy to make bureaucrats more accountable, and give parents more choices in a system that isn't educating enough of America's children. Now, finding common grounds can be hard work, but it'll be even harder if the president isn't willing to work with us. Yesterday, we heard him say that he may double down on his go-it-alone approach. Listen, I've told the president before, he needs to put politics aside and rebuild trust. And rebuilding trust not only with the American people, but with the American people's representatives here in the United States Congress. This is the best way to deliver solutions, to get the economy going again, and to keep the American dream alive and well. This will be the focus of our new majority, and I'm eager to get to work.
Mr. Speaker, if the president moves forward on immigration, acts alone on immigration, is that going to poison the well for any type of cooperation between this new Republican majority and the White House?
And you've all heard me say, starting 2 years ago yesterday, that our immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed. But I've made clear to the president that if he acts unilaterally on his own, outside of his state, he will poison the well and there will be no chance.
Many New Yorkers don't have access to a vehicle, so schlepping an old TV or computer to be recycled isn't easy. That's why the Department of Sanitation partnered with Electronic Recyclers International to create eCycle NYC. This free and convenient electronics recycling program is for residential buildings over 10 units. Learn more at nyc.gov/ecycle.
Thank you for watching Meetings with Our Community. We hope that you have enjoyed our show, and we hope to see you next week.